Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday, the 18th of June, 2021. Happy Friday to you all. Please have a safe weekend. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field. Blessings on those that pick up garbage. And I hope the people that are picking up garbage in your area are getting appreciated by you. There are some areas, like I just heard about a place in the Bronx where they're not picking up the garbage and rats are running crazy in that section of the Bronx. And so when we are getting our garbage picked up, we should be thankful. Also, blessings on those that make deliveries for us for our convenience. And double blessings on those that are trying to deliver, trying to save, trying to help and rescue boys and girls, babies, teenagers, men and women from clutches of sex slave operations and human trafficking going on a global basis. Blessings to them and curses on those that support this disgusting industry. Finally, blessings on those that are helping the homeless. 500,000 men, women, children, and families who don't have a roof over their head, and millions around the world in even worse conditions. Blessings upon those that are helping, and blessings upon the people themselves, for theirs is the kingdom. So yesterday, we put out a video yesterday, and I explained in the video that, well, first of all, let me also just reiterate what I've already said before. I am not looking at every prospect in the draft. I'm not trying to analyze every player. I'm trying to look at players that I believe will be helpful to the New York Knicks and who the Knicks have a realistic chance of obtaining. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. A lot of, and again, I'm not trying to down people into fantasy stuff and, dreaming up all kind of scenarios. I just don't waste my brain energy doing that. It just seems like a waste of time to me, but that's just me. So a lot of you people coming at me with all of these fantasy scenarios that'll probably never come to pass, I really don't answer them much because I don't even want, my mind doesn't work like that. I need to work in the real. And so in this scenario, I'm looking at what we realistically could get, what will realistically help us, okay, this coming season and future seasons. So yesterday we talked about the draft, and I explained how the two players that I like are Jared Butler and Ayo Dosunmu because they're going to fall in the range that the Knicks draft. So they're going to be in that 19 to 21 range, at least one of them. Okay. I also mentioned Chris Duarte, who I like also as a wing. And again, just to reiterate, the Knicks do not need a 4. They do not need a 5. They need a wing player and a point guard. That's what we need. Now, we're going to address immediately those two needs in the free agent market. Okay, mostly by free agency. I suspect they're going to sign a free agent point guard, and I suspect they're going to sign a free agent wing. We mentioned some, just the wing players are limited. We're talking about that are available. We're talking about Kelly Oubre. We're talking about DeMar DeRozan, right? We're talking about Norman Powell. And DeRozan and Powell are really two guards. They're not really wings. They're two guards. But if we got those two guys, we'd be depending on RJ's ability to play both the 2 and the 3, which he does. So those are really the wing options unless you're going to make a trade, which is also possible. So in the draft, we also want to address these needs, not because any of the players that we're going to pick are actually going to play this year. They are rookies, and then we do have Tom Thibodeau as our coach. It's possible that they play, but we have to understand your current team. Also, a lot of y'all don't understand that. You don't just toss away all your current players. You want to have some continuity in your team. That's part of the Knicks' problem. They keep changing it. They were changing the team pretty much radically every year and not having any continuing continuity. So you want to bring on a crew of what was from last year that was helping you be successful and add to that. Also, you have to understand there's only but so many spots and there's only but so many minutes. Okay, so a lot of these rookies we talking about, unless they're really, really good, and that's possible, they probably won't see a lot of time on the New York Knicks because of the team we have, right? And then, of course, who they're getting in free agency. So that being said, yesterday we talked about those two players, Dosunmu and Butler, Jared Butler out of Baylor, who I like a lot in that 19 to 21 range. Now, Butler may be gone before then. Some mocks have him as high as 16. I can understand if somebody took him before 19. If he does drop to 19, though, I like him first. Ayo, I like also, but I like Butler a little better. So either one of those guys I'll be happy with, but I'll be really happy if we got Jared Butler because I really think he's going to be a real good player. Now, if the Knicks were going to move up, and there's several reports out. I don't know if they're legit. You never know with the media, but there's reports out that the Knicks want to move into the 10 to 15 range, that they want to trade their 2 first rounders to move into the 10 to 15 range. Okay, I can't control what the Knicks do. I think we're fine sitting where we are and packaging the other 3 picks, for something, for a guy we could trade for. I mentioned that Zach LaVine could add the other 3 picks as part of a package for a Zach LaVine or something similar to that. Or you can package them 3 picks that you have left because the Knicks are not going to need 4 rookies this year. That's another thing. We don't even need 2. We got 4 young guys that we got to play. Plus you got Randall, right? And he's a young guy too, but I mean, really like rookie second year players. You're going to have 4 of them in RJ, Mitchell Robinson, IQ, and Obi that you got to get minutes for. We don't have room for another 4 dudes or even 2 dudes to get more minutes. It's not going to happen. Okay. So we need 1 guy that we could groom. Okay. That's what we're looking for. And either he should be a wing or he should be a point guard. Now, if the Knicks were going to move into the 10 to 15 range, there are 2 players that fall in that range that I like. I like James Bouknight out of UConn, and I like Moses Moody out of Arkansas. But I like Moody better. They're both are really good pro prospects, both of them. But the reason I like Moody better is Moody is the better defender, and he's the better 3-point shooter. His length, and he uses his length on defense very well. It reminds me of last year with Devin Vassell. This guy really plays really good high-level defense, which is, of course, if you're going to play on the New York Knicks, you got to bring that first. If you cannot play defense, you're not going to see the court. Okay, ask Kevin Knox. So, you got to be able to play some defense. So, Moses Moody is the guy. If they were going to move into that 10 to 15 range to pick somebody now, I'm thinking you better be looking at Moses Moody because 6'6", I don't know what his wingspan is, but if it's not 7 feet, it's like 6'10" or something because he got a wingspan on him. And he can shoot the rock. Like, I'm looking at a comparison between him and Bouknight. They're very close. Bouknight is 6'5", Moody is 6'6". Bouknight is 190, Moody is 205. Now, Bouknight going to be 21, Moody is 19. So Moody is younger, and he's already the better of the 2 players, in my opinion. He's younger than Bouknight, and he's already a better player, and he's got upside. See, so Bouknight is good, but I'm just telling you how good I think Moses Moody can be. All right. So now, they both like Moody played 34 minutes a game. Bouknight played 32 minutes a game. So Bouknight was a more volume shooter and he averaged 21. Moody averaged 18. But Bouknight also, he had a lot more turnovers. He only shot 29% from 3. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player. Let me just reiterate. I think Bouknight's going to be a pretty good NBA player. He could even be a really good one. You never know with these guys. He could really work hard and become a really good. But from right now, if I'm judging you from right now and saying what I'm seeing going forward, what your upside is and what you could do for the New York Knicks, Moses Moody is my guy. So if the Knicks decide they want to trade the 19th and 21st pick and move up in the draft, and they move up into the 10 to 15 range, to me, they got to be looking at Moses Moody because I'm not looking at Chris Bird. And I told y'all before, Chris Bird is a good shooter. He's a really good shooter. He could become a great shooter, but he's got a long way to go to be able to play NBA defense. Okay. A lot of people compare him, and I heard a number of people actually compare him to Joe Harris. But you got to understand where Joe Harris come from. Like, Joe Harris came out of University of Virginia. He was drafted by Cleveland. He hardly played. He had to spend time in the G League. He had to work really, really hard. And then he came to the Nets under Kenny Atkinson, and the Nets had nothing, and that gave him a chance to play. Okay, so he worked his butt off, and after like his 4th year in the league, he started looking like a player. It took a long time, a lot of sweat, of hard work, and I'm not saying Corey Crisper can't do that, but that's a superhuman effort right there. So, there's better prospects. Like I said, you could get Moses Moody instead of that, and you could have a more sure thing. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So if they were going to move into that top, they have here Davion Mitchell at 10, and he's moving up. I think Davion Mitchell might end up inside the top 10 by the time it's all said and done. They got Josh Giddey. This is Tankathon. Franz Wagner, Bouknight, Moody, some dude from wherever named Sengun, and then Mitchell. Davion Mitchell. I think Davion Mitchell is going to be inside the top 10, and I think Corey Crisper will fall out the top 10 probably, and fall into that 11 to 15 range. So are them players, the clear choices to me for the Knicks need are Bouknight and Moody. They're clear. Josh Giddey, like I said, I'm not high on him at all. Not high on him at all. Franz Wagner is overrated to me. He could be a solid pro. He reminds me of the kid that come out of Arizona last year. I forgot his name. About the same size, about the same style game, and so maybe they could be all right, rotation maybe, but no. I don't even know who this international kid is, so I can't speak on him. But Moses Moody and James Bouknight are your 2 guys in that range you're looking at. And Moody is my guy. I'm going to look at him. If I'm going to move up now, I'm looking to try to get him because, he's really, even though he's 19, I think he might make the rotation. That's saying something with Tom Thibodeau. And I'm not saying like he's going to get big minutes, but he might get that Jimmy Butler 8 minutes a game. He might, because I think he's got that kind of potential. He really, he's something. I think he's going to be something else. So again, if they were going to move into that 10 to 15 or 11 to 15 range, say out the top 10, 11 to 15, I would be looking at Moses Moody if I'm the Knicks. The rest of these cats, Wagner, Giddey, Sengun, no. Moses Moody, yes. Now, if you can't get him because somebody has snatched him up in the top 10, okay, Bouknight. I'm with it. I think he's got potential. You can't look at these players as perfect players coming out into the NBA. What you want to see is, do they have the tools to become NBA players? Not everybody's going to come out like Cade Cunningham or Luka Doncic. Not everybody's going to come out like that. But you're looking to see, you got something to work with there? Is there a player there? Is there a player there that you can develop? Okay. Moody is, and I think Bouknight is. Like I said, I rank them just like that. Moody, then Bouknight. So if I'm going to move up into the 11 to 15 range and I'm going to trade my 19 and 21st pick, I'm looking at Moody. That's who I want. Okay. Tell me what y'all think. I'm sure you will. But, yeah, that's what I'm looking like. And after like 15, when you're talking about here, they got, Butler in that next 5. Yeah. Between 15 and 19, Butler. If he's there, I'm taking him. Period. And or Duarte. Right? Duarte would be a guy that could, if there's any rookie in this class that can play for Tom Thibodeau in his first year, it's Duarte, because he's 24 years old already. He's not no kid. Okay. And if he can play NBA level defense and shoot the ball the way he shot in college, he's a guy, they might look at very closely. So there's some good prospects between 16 and 20 for us. And there's some really good prospects between 11 and 15 if they decide to go that route. Depends on what they want. I'm not sure, how high they are on all of these guys. But like I said, Butler, Duarte, DeSumo, and then Moody and Bouknight in that 11 to 15 range. We'll talk about more. I doubt very highly that the Knicks get into 6 to 10 range. I doubt it. Yeah, that would be a miracle if they did that. But in this particular draft mock I'm looking at, I don't like these guys between 6 and 10, except Davion Mitchell. I like Davion Mitchell, but I like Butler better. And we don't have to move up that high to get Butler. You see that Mitchell is moving up the board very quickly. But Scotty Barnes, I like him because I like everybody that comes out of Florida State. I just like anybody that play under Leonard Hamilton is going to know how to play basketball. Okay. If he recruited you and you're coming into the NBA from his program, I'm looking closely at you. I like all the Florida State boys. Jonathan Isaac, Dwayne Bacon, Trey Mann, the kid out there point guarding with the Clippers. Of course, my man Devin Vassell, Pat Williams. I like Florida State because I like Leonard Hamilton. I like the way he coaches. He preaches defense, and all his players know how to play. So Scotty Barnes is a guy I like. I think he's a little too high because he got no offensive game whatsoever. He could play some defense though. I think these guys, Jalen Johnson from Duke. I know y'all like him. I am down on him, and I'll tell you why I'm down on Jalen Johnson. He's joined the Duke program under Mike Krzyzewski, one of the top programs in the country. Then he quit. Now, if it was just a matter of him wanting to prepare for the league, he should do what Mitchell Robinson did and just hire an agent and just prepare for the league. But it seems to me that he quit on his team. And that's a red flag to me. I don't care how talented he is. If he's going to have an attitude, he's going to give us problems. I don't know if he does, but that's a red flag. That's why I would stay away from Jalen Johnson. Period. Okay. Keon Johnson is going to take time, because he's young and he plays like it is. He got a lot of talent, but he going to be like Kuminga and them in the G League. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Whereas Moses Moody, I don't see him playing in the G League. Right. And he's ranked lower than Keon Johnson. And I already told you how I feel about Corey Kispert, So some of these cats to me are overrated. But Moses Moody and Boat Knight, I like both those guys, but Moody above that. Now, we got in the top 5, whatever card you deal me in the top 5, I'm taking. But I don't think we're going to get there. So to me, if outside the top 5, if the Knicks were going to try to move up, it's that 11 to 15 range. And like I said, I'm looking first at Mr. Moody from Arkansas. That's the guy I'm looking at. So, hey, what do y'all think? Y'all have a good, safe weekend. Shalom.